Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week where it is the biggest week probably of the season. This will define where we finish in the league. Are we going to then go and make a late push to win the league? Are we going to fall behind and fall short with a defeat against Celtic again? Or are we going to surprise everybody and get the job done on Saturday? So it's a big one. We'll talk about thoughts after we go into the Kilmarnock game. Obviously, we'll review that and look at that game first, going into the Old Firm game. But if you obviously do enjoy the podcast and the channel, if you could like, subscribe, and share, it's always very much appreciated. And we will start on that Kilmarnock game then on Saturday or Sunday, sorry. Weird kickoff time at 1 o'clock, but I preferred that on a Sunday. Actually, I feel like waiting all day for a game on Sunday is probably the worst thing ever, but 1 o'clock kickoff. I just hope the players knew that they were kicking off at 1 o'clock as well, because the first half was just. We started with real energy as well and got into some good positions and some good areas. Obviously, there was VAR calls to be made kind of throughout that first 20 minutes. The first one, for me, I think looking at it in the stadium, I can't even see anything that's really happened. But looking at it back a couple of times, there's the case to be made, but I feel it is really soft if that would to be given a penalty.
No, I'm the same, mate. I'm the same 100%. It'd be really soft if I was obviously given. I mate, I just first half was shocking, wasn't it, really? I honestly don't really have the words for it, mate. I just thought it was diabolical what I was watching at
It
the time.
just feels like it was the same half repeating over and over again all the way for the Motherwell game, really. It just kept on. It was the same stuff. Recycle the ball, cross into the box, it gets headed out. Um, I think obviously we get the lengthy added time as well throughout all the VAR checks. So it kind of saved us in a way. We got back level with the last kick of the half. But I mean, the rest of the first 20 minutes was just chaotic. I don't think there was any time to really stop and think, and you could tell with the panic going on in the team as well. We then going down 1-0 for a really really poor goal again for our point of view. I mean, Danny Armstrong, he's kind of a ferocious winger. He's got a guy that can cut in and he can obviously deliver a ball into the box. He's a very tidy looking player, but I mean, Borna Barisic struggles to deal with him. Can't shake him off the ball. Pass to the Kilmarnock player on the edge of the box, cross right into the back post, and I mean, Tavernier is so weak in trying to even defend that. And it just kind of trickles in off him. There was obviously the call for that to be checked by VAR as well for offside. That he's never offside. I don't even know why they check things like that, but a really really poor goal for our point of view. Because I will say I did feel like we started with the right kind of energy in the first opening kind of 10 minutes. It did trickle away in the first after they obviously scored.
Well, it didn't help with the stop starting as well, did it as well? Sort of kill any momentum you're going to be building up there. I mean, Tavernier just going for a wee Diego Maradona moment there. You know what I mean? In his own box. No, mate, as I say, just what I expected to do. You know what I mean? Barisic, I don't know why this guy's obviously getting picked, but obviously Yilmaz coming back in the fold now. I was kind of expecting maybe they throw him in, but I mate, as I say, just shocking, mate, the way for me. Obviously, poor goal to lose, man. Then obviously we have the penalty and what have you, but aye, man, I just thought first half was just shocking, man.
Nah, and then there was obviously, as you say, that penalty that we actually got and the red card that was given.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, it's a good touch for Silva to then go and kind of flick it over. Dujon Sterling's running onto it. I don't actually know what Dujon Sterling's trying to do to score there. It is going in right enough for whatever he's half him or whatever. But Joe Wright blocks it in the line. Handball, penalty, red card. And my dad said to us sitting next to us, he's like, he's going to miss this. Just with the way this game's going, he's missing. And it was actually a good save for Will Dennis. I thought at the time it was maybe a poor penalty for Tavernier, but it was a good save. He got a kind of long reaching arm out to stop it if you're going in. Obviously, a big boost then again for Kilmarnock, and you just felt at that point it's going to be one of these days we're going to huff and puff and get decisions for us, and we're not going to be able to beat 10 men Killie. But we eventually, with all the persistence that we did, Lundstrom played a ball into the box, and Fabio Silva was there to obviously stick it in. Great until then he done his celebration, and you kind of look at him and be like, "What are you actually on about, mate?" I know a lot of people. it's not what we need at this point of the season. We don't need that kind of stuff to happen. I think that kind of really tells a lot about Fabio Silva's character as a person. You can kind of look at it either way, as he kind of just try to mouth off to whoever, but he circled around saying it was at the full stadium, kind of recognise who I am, and I didn't like that, especially after being such a poor half. See if he scored 5 goals in the first half, I've got no problem with you doing that, right? But dropping a really poor performance and then putting that celebration obviously gets us back into the game. You feel it at the time, you're like, I just wish it stayed 1-0 to Killie after that, to be honest.
I mean, I look forward to watching him playing for a relegation team in La Liga, and doing that kind of stuff because that's where he's going to be going. You just don't do that. You get the goal, get back into your own half, and we go again. Do you know what I mean? No need for that whatsoever. As you say, it tells you a lot about his character. It just, as I say to you all the time, it amazes me. You know what I mean? You get people like that doing that kind of stuff, and then you've got somebody of the class of Jack Butland on and off the park. You know what I mean? To me, what a Rangers player should be. And then you've got just like child, absolute child. And I tell you what, I know obviously we'll be going on to talk about it, but Celtic player goes right down on him. I mean, I'll be doing the whole back and the whole thing like that. Just you doing there, you know what I mean? Run up and just let's get on with the game.
He's just putting more targets on his back than he already had. I mean, for the last Old Firm game, he's got everybody kind of against him, and he's got labelled that cheating, diver, and all that stuff. And then you're now trying to turn it around for yourself and show the Rangers fans that you're a player who
But
can score goals
surely,
and contribute. And I just feel that that was unnecessary, to be honest.
how's not doing the team grabbing him and just telling him? Do you know what I mean? What are you doing? There's no need to do that, especially how poor the first half had been. Did anyone go ahead and do that? You know what I mean? You think yourself, right? Here we go, and he comes over and he does that. I mean, aye,
Again,
honestly,
I feel that for nobody in the team, obviously that might have been said behind closed doors and whatever else, and you would hope that somebody, the captain, hopefully at least can stand up and say, "Look, you don't do that kind of stuff here." But I'm not saying that will ever happen because I don't believe that would.
no.
Um, I think the whole thing with that celebration, it has been blown out of proportion in terms of obviously we win the game, we should not be talking about that anymore. But I don't know, it just kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and aye, obviously we then go in one each at that point. Good to get the goal before the break, go in, and then obviously the second half was really good. I thought we did play really well, a lot of chances. Probably again should convert a lot more of them, but I think the big kind of question mark was Ben Davies coming on for his first game since I think Real Betis away, when we won that night, and I just came out for the cold, but comes in, obviously had a rusty couple of minutes. He had a shot that kind of just blazed over the bar, but he eventually gets in front.
Mm.
He's anticipating the ball where to land, and he stayed on side, and he's however it's went in, and Ben Davies gets his first goal for Rangers. Really unlikely sources for that it came for, but I think you see Ben Davies' reaction to scoring, just elated, buzzing to score for Rangers. He's not going to people that look. I'll use people that because I mean Ben Davies, realistically, I mean how
Uh,
many fans does Ben Davies have
uh,
really? Um, but I think that's a whole kind of different scenario as well. Like, he's not mouthing off to him; he's just enjoying the moment. And aye, fair play to him. I thought he took it quite well for obviously being a centre half. And then for then we kind of just pressed on. Um, great. I mean, Tom Lawrence came on and he played really well. I don't know where that's been in the past month or so because every time Tom Lawrence has played, it's been an absolute disaster. But came on, looked really positive, looked really comfortable in the ball. Definitely looked like he had a more a yard of pace on him as well and took his goal really well. And then obviously finished off at the end by John Souttar with a header into the box again for a nice shot for Tom Lawrence. So all round, you win 4-1. Surely enough, you'll be happy. We've built up the goal difference a wee bit again. We've not really took our chances and scored a lot of goals in a lot of games this season, but we scored a good few goals. Played really a lot better in the second half, which gives you maybe more of a kind of hope going to Celtic Park. But I still see the kind of the negative mindset for the team, kind of try to see out 3-1, kind of not going for more and trying to slow the game down. And then even when we did go 2-1 up and come on again, obviously had to come at us and have a go. Some of the panic and when we get the ball, and that's at home. we're trying. I just don't, when we go to Celtic Park on Saturday, I just don't feel that we're a team that can stay on the ball and build up possession and make Celtic look uncomfortable. I feel it's going to be another situation where we make our own mistakes again. That's just for kind of what I seen. A game at Ibrox and you're still doing that kind of says a
Mm.
lot for me. But on the rest of the team, obviously, Tavernier had a real disaster in a game. Balogun obviously going off injured. You don't really know the stats of that, but hopefully he'll be all right because we kind of just need MD back there for the rest of the season. Suter obviously getting a goal again. He's kind of becoming the mainstay of that position. Barisic really poor. Again, I don't understand why he's playing, but Yilmaz obviously came on, made a cameo, and he'll be starting on Saturday because there's no way you can go to Celtic Park and start Barisic.
Mm.
Diomande maybe a bit of a quieter game, maybe not one of
He,
his best games. He had a couple of times where he maybe caught in possession, passing it to kind of nobody, but you can still see um the kind of player that he is, the brain that he is on the pitch to kind of get us going forward and looking more like a positive team in the middle of the park anyway.
I mean, I just think honestly, sometimes he gets into spaces, gets into areas where you can see he wants the ball, and nobody gives it to him. I think it was like 3, 4 times I watched Shooter just take one of the big long runs he has, and Diomandi's wanting the ball. I mean, I mean, so Diomandi was all right, but there's no anything real special really, was there? But the Tom Lawrence goal, I just thought that was an absolutely sensational bit of football. Fantastic goal. But mate, I'm the same with you. You can't go to Celtic Park with Barisic. I'll be on the road. Honestly, I'll be on the road. Hit me. Just run me over. I can't watch it.
Nah,
I
no,
can't,
he
you know what I
can't
mean?
deal with it, and it's a situation where we shouldn't be an even attempting to play
It's
him.
just,
So,
as I say, like, well, it seems like we are losing people at the back, and Celtic are also starting to get the front going. Do you know what I mean? So it's looking like one of them where it's going to be like just everybody behind the ball for
nah,
me.
I do think
Because
we will have to change our approach anyway, and I've put that kind of in the team that I've selected that I would play
mm,
going to Celtic Park. But I think there's still a lot to do for this team. I mean, still having to grow into a game with playing a half of it is just a waste of time. It's absolutely shocking that we're still in that position. And I mean, as good as the second half was, I mean, you're still leaving Ibrox and still a bit annoyed with what you
because you know
saw.
what's coming, but that's what it is. But because you know what's coming next Saturday, well, obviously this weekend, you know what's coming, and
Aye.
that's the thing for me. Also got to see Raskin come on as well. I'd really like to see him play. I'd really like to see a midfield of him, Cantwell and Diomande, instead of watching fucking slow John play. Like
No,
going in.
John Lundstrom, honestly, he's just I can't watch him anymore. He just so much time he wants to on the ball, doesn't provide anything going forward at all. He's just like, thank God it's going to be time up for having to start him all the time. It was nice to see Raskin come on and make a wee bit of an impact, look decent on the ball. Also, that's going to take time. If he's not been playing at all, it's going to take time for him to even get to the stage where he'll be starting games. But Dujon Sterling, I thought had a decent game, running down the right, couple of opportunities in front of goal. He should have maybe done better with, but that was him. Cantwell, I thought still he's got the right attitude, but he need a lot better for him. Definitely going into the weekend. Fabio Silva obviously gets his goal. I thought he had a couple of decent opportunities after that. I thought in the first half, maybe the only thing that was going for us was his movement, really. That's how we kind of get the goal. We kind of moved into position. We got the goal. I thought he done all right. And then Dessers was just it's one of the Dessers performances where he just would not hit a shot. I mean, even the one that it was offside anyway, but Lundstrom ended up scoring at the end of it. I mean, he goes by about four players before he even attempts to hit the shot and gets brung down. Like, and the couple of other ones where he's in the box and he's
Under
trying to go
Tav gave
around
that to him.
people. Like, what are you doing? Just hit
That's
the
a
shot.
that's a striker's goal. That if that's any of the top strikers in this league, obviously this season, they're burying that. You know what I mean? I think about half of the chances Dessler had in this game they're probably burying. Just really poor. Honestly, really poor. And as you say, going into the game at the weekend,
It's
I'm
concerning.
gutted
That
for him.
it's
He's gonna
concerning when your striker won't hit a shot when he's get the opportunity to go at him.
sorry, also to go back to this, right? But see, also just going on the Fabio Silva thing as well. just thinking about it as well. I've been thinking to myself, do you know what I mean? To think we let somebody like Sakala go and we've ended up with somebody like that. Do you know what I mean? That's something that angers me there. Do you know what I mean? The guy was
I think
fantastic.
Sakala would probably flourish in this team, to be honest with you, with the kind of chances that we get, and he's going to put. I mean, you've seen at the end of last season the kind of how good he was. Obviously, after he got over the moments in the Old Firm games where he'd missed clear cut opportunities to then obviously respond as he did and score a lot of goals. I think he would actually have succeeded in this team. But as you say, we're not. We didn't really invest that money good enough to get somebody of the quality, even fashion Sakala, who wasn't a nailed on starter all the time either, but he was just a good option to have. And
Still gave you goals, mate. Still gave you goals and assists, man. Do you know what I mean? I remember looking at his numbers one time. We were obviously setting up for the pot, and you just think to yourself, how is he get the numbers? Do you know what I mean? He's no play, but that's
aye.
what. But,
But I
um,
guess that was last season. We need to then go to Celtic Park with Fabio
aye.
Silva in the team. Last time out, obviously, it was a bit of a mental game again. Again, another first half where we just absolutely shat the bed and find ourselves 2-0 down to get back into that game the way we did. Maybe Cyril Dessers did get robbed these moment in that game as well. We'll leave that up to the critics in the world. But um, aye, it was obviously at the time, it felt good getting that three each draw, getting the point, not losing the game at home, obviously. But aye, it ended up probably causing more damage than anything, this result, because after it we couldn't obviously win a game for a couple of games there. So it's going to be a big one on Saturday. Celtic are obviously just kind of ticking off the games as they go at the moment. They're getting the wins that they need to get. They're looking comfortable when they're doing it. We have obviously not won at Celtic Park since COVID either. So aye, it's a massive, massive uphill task here. Again, this filter has got the players on it now, but the formation still isn't kind of what I want to do. So I would obviously if Balogun's fit, I feel like Balogun starts. I think Ben Davies is if Balogun obviously doesn't make it, it's going to be Davies. So it'll be either one of them next to Suter. Red Van Yilmaz, I would imagine will play. I don't see any kind of point in even going to Celtic Park if you're not going to
Mm,
be starting with him there. I think, don't know about yourself, but in the past couple of Old Firm games, I feel like the midfield has just been absolutely decimated by Celtic. I feel
yeah.
like we need somebody extra to drop in there now. The past couple of setups that we've done against Celtic haven't worked. Matt O'Reilly's had the freedom of the pitch pretty much all the time. They've obviously got Hatate now as well back and playing. That he's going to again cause issues. And obviously, Cal McGregor is Cal McGregor, and we've stood off him for every game we've played. Celtic really, so we need a competitive midfield. We need a midfield with a nice balance in it, and that's where I was thinking. Obviously, this setup is a bit different with Sterling out on the right and Silva on the left, but I think Sterling, Diomande, they can all kind of rotate between each other. I think Cantwell will maybe be that kind of floater in the middle of the pitch, that kind of behind Dessers a wee bit. Obviously,
Mm.
Silva and Sterling and Diomande and Lundstrom can carry the ball up the field. You've got Silva on the left hand side that can obviously make good runs. He can um, obviously he can play up front as well if needed. I just feel like we need that extra man in the midfield, and that'll probably Sterling, Cantwell, kind of. Um, and they're obviously the filter, the picture on the screen doesn't do that the kind of best of justice. But the way I'm kind of thinking it is like 4-3, kind of aye, kind of like three up front in a way, where you've got Silva,
Aye.
Cantwell, and Dessers maybe kind of floating about, and you've obviously got that flat three in the midfield. So obviously you could probably put it as a 4-3-3, but um, for me anyway, that's I'm kind of looking for that extra man in the middle.
Well, I don't know why, but I've got kind of a feeling. I think he's going to start Lawrence over Campbell. I think he's going to do that. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling. Um, I'm absolutely. I'll be honest with you. I'm bricking it for this game. I've got no confidence in any of these players. I'm expecting my goalkeeper to probably get man of the match for us, personally. But if some miracle somehow we end up pulling a result out, Jesus Christ. Um, but I mate, I'll be honest with you. I'm absolutely bricking it for this game.
No, I'm the same, because for too long now we've went into these Old Firm games and we've been like similar to the last one. Maybe not me and you specifically, but a lot of Rangers fans really kind of overconfident with what we were going into doing. I don't feel like that kind of. suits us at all. I feel like we are the underdog team in these games, and whether we like it or not, we've not shown that we can go and win them consistently for a long time. So I think Celtic, obviously, at Celtic Park, no away fans. It's going to be a cauldron. It's going to be what Celtic came to at Ibrox and were able to deal with. To a degree, so we're going to need to stand up and be counted here. It's 11 of us v literally 60,000 plus in a stadium, so it's a huge game regardless. Obviously, if we didn't win the game as emphatically on Sunday, I do feel like you would be going into this game not really care, like whatever it happens, the league's done. But it's gave us an outside chance. Obviously, we're getting that victory going into this game. I believe if you win it 3-0, you then go top of the league. That's obviously a massive ask in its own right. But
No chance.
I'm kind of the same as you. I'm not confident for this at all. I think the players that we've got missing isn't ideal. I think going to Celtic Park with the way they're playing at the moment isn't ideal either. And I just think with some of our performances over the recent weeks, it's not ideal that we've got this game coming up either at the moment. So it'll need to be one of the games where I think back to Betis away, I was already resided to Conference League football, and then we ended up winning that game.
Mm.
It could be a kind of similar situation here. You just kind of hope Celtic are maybe a bit too overconfident and we can kind of go at them. I think the main thing for me is just stay in the game. How many times do we go to Celtic Park and just concede? Even at Ibrox, concede in like
Aye.
the first minute there, like 2 weeks ago. We're going to Celtic Park and they're obviously going to be at us, but we need to be calm in possession. We really need to be level headed in this game to where we can play out and not panic and hit the ball long and just kind of play basketball with them. You want to kind of just play the game on the pitch, be comfortable in possession. Everybody will need to be a 10 out of 10. Players on the bench that will come on. Obviously, you said Tom Lawrence. I think he probably might go with that again, by the way.
I wouldn't be
Um,
shocked.
but I think Cantwell deserves to show what he can do in an Old Firm game again for me. So, I seen Sima. He was kind of before the game on Sunday as well. He was down at the watching the players training, talking to Clement. So I don't know if it's going to be a situation where he is maybe an inside kind of option for the game. It'd be nice to even just pump him with any sort of painkillers or anything and just get him on the bench or something. Matondo, similarly, just a couple of players that can add you a kind of different dimension into the game, but it's going to be a tough game. I'm not fancying our chances at all. I think we realistically are going to go into this game and get absolutely hammered. But again, stranger things have happened. You need to back the team anyway. You need to see if you can go there and get the victory because it could be a massive, massive, massive victory for not only the rest of the league season, but going into that Scottish Cup final as well. I don't feel that I would want Celtic beating us. Celtic then to win the league and then go into the Old Firm game and they're riding high with every level of confidence possible. So we need to stand up and win an Old Firm game. I can't imagine the outrage if we end up getting hammered again here. I think it could be dialed up to 100 for where it's been. Obviously, I think a lot of people are really, really fed up now with kind of what these players put in, the games that we've lost, and the fact that we should be going into this game with a healthy lead at the top of the table. I think that's just the past couple of weeks have killed us, but if we can get a win here, I mean, everyone's kind of looking a bit better again.
Absolutely, mate. I just think you need to just weather the storm. You know what's going to be the first sort of 15, 20 minute of the game. You can weather that. Do you know what I mean? You've got a chance. Obviously, still you've got a chance regardless anyway. Do you know what I mean? As we say, well, it's men v men. Do you know what I mean? I just I've just got no confidence for this game whatsoever, man. As we've seen over the last couple of weeks, and just these, I'm absolutely bricking it if see if Balogun's no fit for this game and it's Suter and Davies. Oh my God. I just think he's going to play Lawrence over Cantwell anyway. And it'd be nice, as I say, if Silver could just maybe just stay on his feet and just play a bit. But honestly, the scenes if Dessler scores, man, the scenes.
And that's the
But
thing we've definitely got players that can provide moments. We've got players that can definitely play well, but I look at the last couple of games. I look at the performances we put in. I just think we're going to get eaten alive at Celtic Park.
Uh,
Personally, I just
that's one. If you, for me, if you can survive the first, let's just say 15, 20, mate, do you know what I mean? Just
kind of grow into the game a wee bit. You know,
game.
Celtic are going to come out and they're wanting to excite their fans. They're wanting to get ahead. They're wanting to just make this a foregone conclusion. If you stay
Don't,
in the game and just kind of weather that early storm
it,
and then you grow into it, that's all. That's what we're asking. Went to Celtic Park, obviously. We conceded a bit later on. Paulo Bernardo scored for a corner, but again, it's still in the first half. We're going into the second half chasing the game, and we immediately threw that away and went 2-0 down straight away. Last season, you think of the games that we played over there. Was it 4-0 in the first one over there, and
uh,
we ended up 3-2 the last one, but we were still 3-1 down at one point. Like, we're never the dominant team in any of these games, really. Even if we do have large spells of possession, we never really do anything with the ball to kind of give Celtic any danger, and they are just masters at
no,
winning this game.
and that's
I'm
another thing
afraid.
as well for myself here as well is if Cantwell does start, he needs to keep his head and don't get involved in the stupid stuff that he obviously did the last couple of games. Just play
Because
your game.
he should know
It's
it's coming. He doesn't do
uh,
himself any favours with
favors.
the kind of guy he is, the player he is. I think that's why he's so polarising to the Rangers support as well,
Even
because of that.
even Silver and all, if Silver starts because I can already see. Do you know what I mean? I can already see now him fucking throwing himself to the flare and
Well, that's the thing. See if Silva just plays the game. He knows that he's going to get booed every touch of the ball he gets. See if he has to be thinking in his mind, for a player I believe that has as big as an ego that he does. If I score here, if I silence everybody in this crowd,
if you score here and you do all that part of
a
it,
hundred
there, that's
percent, do it,
fucking fair
mate.
play there. Do it there.
But I think you can tell for how we're kind of speaking about this game. It does feel like we're really low in confidence. It feels like
I'm
hopefully the
hiding behind the
players aren't like
couch now.
that.
I'm hiding behind the couch now, man. It's
Um,
brutal.
I don't think you can really look at it any other way, personally. Obviously, you're a Rangers fan. You want the best outcome possible. I believe we can go to Celtic Park and win. I just don't feel like the players believe they can.
No, they don't believe in
Um,
themselves as much as we believe in them, and probably as much as Clement believes in them. Do you know what I mean?
he's obviously got his work set out this week as well to kind of get these players ready and get as many players back in the squad and pick the right team, because I think he was kind of up against it last game as well with picking the wrong team, making too many kind of rash decisions, and they backfired in the first half. So I mean, if you get a perfect managerial performance, picks the right team, the team carries out the game plan to the top level with execution, and then we can obviously hopefully stand ourselves a chance in this game. I'm not saying it's going to be a comfortable Celtic win at all, but I think it will definitely be a tough game to get in out of, especially at this point of the season. But let us know your thoughts on going into the Old Firm game. Are you the same kind of down, kind of in the dumps as we are with it? It's probably going to be the game that eventually does decide where this league title's going as well. So that kind of puts even added pressure onto that.
Pressure as well. As I say, you think about that. Obviously, no support there as well. You know, I would have a bit more confidence. I say if these players had done their jobs in the games after the last Old Firm.
It's even if we had won the last Old Firm game, if we
I
ended up getting a
mean,
victory there, maybe then we whatever happened in between then happened. Obviously, we dropped points at Ross County and Dundee,
mm,
but if we had won the Old Firm game, this team haven't shown anything to me that they're capable of beating Celtic. That's probably the
no,
biggest concern that I have going into this game.
that's it on the nail, mate. But as I say, at the end of the day, come on the Rangers. Do you know what I mean? We'll go there. We'll give it what we've got. Try and get the result, obviously. Um, but aye, let's
Nah,
let's go for it
no, we were
and have
hundred
some
percent,
fun.
hundred
You know
percent.
what I
I
mean?
be behind the team and hopefully get that victory. But it's going to be a very tough game. It's obviously Tuesday at the moment. I don't, for me anyway, I'm not kind of feeling that Old Firm way yet. I mean, obviously, come the weekend and when you're finishing up work on the Friday, that'll probably be that'll probably be in full flow. So, we'll see, kind of see how it goes. We'll see the obviously the refereeing announcement and stuff today. It's all kind of coming out, and Clement's press conference and stuff. See what he's going to say. Obviously, you need to then look at Brendan Rodgers and see what he's saying as well, because I feel like he's getting a bit
Aye, a
snappy, a
wee
bit
bit, yeah.
cocky. But
Aye.
he knows that he can do it because if we then go to Celtic Park and make him eat his words, that would be what for me what I would expect a Rangers player to do, a Rangers team to do. I believe that Brendan Rodgers just feels that he's going to turn up with his team and absolutely wipe the floor with us.
Aye.
So we'll see. We'll see. Stranger things have happened as always. Aye, let us know your thoughts. So going into this game, are you confident? Are you as kind of down? Are you more excited after the result of the weekend? Let us know in the comments, and we'll be back next week, covering this game, hopefully in a positive mindset. If not, debriefing the game and seeing where we go for there. And then probably doing our SPFL team of the season as well. That's one that we've been waiting to do. So be a couple episodes next week for you to listen and watch on, and appreciate all the support. So we'll see you then.